Welcome everybody, it's your boy, the Versace Stoner, with another episode of VSW.
This one's a big tune.
That's right, folks. Big news flash. Oh my God! VSW.
Brass hats know what time it is. Get up off of your seats and bow down to the king.
One of the greatest in this game, and one of my favorite all-time people in this game. The Versace Stoner.
It's places like this. I started in a mill. I'm here still in a mill. I consider myself a mill wrestler.
Welcome everybody, it's your boy, the Versace Stoner, and we're here with the VSW podcast tonight, talking chaotic wrestling, Pandemonium, in the Versace's hometown, and you know else's hometown as well, Disable Wolf. Let's give our boy a call and get this party started.
Disable Fee.
Welcome to the show, Disable Wolf. I know I just talked to you. We were on your show talking sports. Now we're on the VSW podcast talking wrestling, and it's been a great night. I'm very excited for this one, and that was just part of like the weekend I was talking about. This is gonna start this Friday night show into that Sunday football game that we've been looking forward to.
Yeah, so not only is this, what a way to start off our year going to shows in our hometown of Watertown, Massachusetts, and then chaotic with a brand new ownership group.
Well, that's the thing. I mean, it's almost like a brand new promotion. I mean, JT Dunn in the unit is now running the place. There is no more the Chase that runs the place. And with that's going to come a lot of changes. People are being let go.
Yeah, people aren't even booked. You got people taking bookings elsewhere.
It's going to be insane. I don't honestly know what to expect, but I do know this.
Yeah.
I know this very well. JT Dunn is very experienced, right?
Yeah, very.
We trust JT Dunn. He's been wrestling a very long time. He knows what he's doing. Same thing with AC Romero. Same thing with Mike Verna. Same
Trigger the
thing with
OGs
Trigger
and
OG. And same thing.
Danny Miles.
They all have been doing this a long time. They know what's going on. I have full faith in them. I took in that pledge.
They have to do good because Chase brought chaotic momentum skyrocketing into chaotic into a must-see promotion, and I'm confident JT Dunn and the unit can continue that trend into 2022.
Yeah, honestly, you weren't too much of a. I won't lie, you weren't too much of a big fan of chaotic prior to, um, Chase taking over, and he has done a phenomenal job with the whole thing, I believe. And
Absolutely.
honestly, though, I think the unit can continue this momentum. If you look closely at our YouTube numbers, you will notice the unit draw very well, especially Ace Romero and JT Dunn. Both of them draw very nicely when we post videos on them.
Yeah. Like chaotic, all these guys, even the guys that are students that are just like they announced Gal Barkey, the Israeli superstar, is officially a chaotic roster now. So that means he must have graduated out of a school like Randy Rivera and Shannon Levangie have. And I trust Chase and I trust JT Dunn. Like all these talent flying. You wouldn't even know they're just students that I just learned a few years ago. Some of these guys that are on the roster.
Well, yeah, I mean, you would never even know. They look like they've been doing this for decades, and you know that's just something that chaotic is really good at, and that is their students. I mean, they're got a top grade school. To be honest to me, New England Pro Academy is like the Harvard or Princeton of the wrestling world.
Absolutely. Like they had Kofi Kingston, Sasha Banks, Damian Sandow, even Triple H in the Killer Kowalski days.
They've had a lot of people,
Yeah, it's a Kenny Dykstra,
and sorry though,
Tommaso Ciampa.
sorry, Versace got into these new candies that they call them chewy nerds. They're like little nerd candies, but they're like hard, but they're chewy.
Did you turn into a blueberry like a Wonka one yet?
I declined the answer on that one.
All right, good to know. I don't. I think it's no because I don't think you'd be able to talk.
I'm not turning violet. Violet.
Ha ha. Clean it up. So,
But I
anyways,
am very excited though for Friday. I am excited for return to go back to shows again in wrestling. I know it's not the safest of times in the world, and a lot of people are getting sick left and right. A
like
lot of
I
people
almost
might,
got
a lot of people
exposed.
might even say us going is irresponsible. But I
Well, I'm
look at it
not
like
missing a
this.
show in my hometown. I'm sorry.
Well, I look at it like this. I spend a lot of time in Watertown. I live in Watertown. I work in Watertown.
Me
I do a
too.
lot of things in Watertown.
Well, Newton, but same thing.
And so, I mean, yes, Chaotic is going to be filled with a bunch of fans, and a lot of those fans are coming from other places. But a lot of the fans I know are going to be localized people as well. And honestly, if I'm in Watertown, I'm in Watertown. I
Exactly.
mean, I'm going to wear my mask. I'm going to wash my hands. I'm not going to get too close to people. I'm going to follow any mandates that they say. If they say we can't, no meet and greets, then there's no meet and greets. Um, we'll do everything that they follow. I feel like it'll be safe. If it wasn't safe, the town of Watertown wouldn't let it even happen.
Exactly. It went well real time, and I loved the Sons of Italy set, and I didn't think that place would be big enough to hold a promotion like Chaotic. But boy, I was wrong. Their presentation was sick last time we were there.
Honestly, I
Yeah,
didn't even know that they could even hold wrestling.
the same way.
Back in the day when we were working with the NWL, that wasn't even a place we thought to call.
Oh, I know. Very true.
But it is a great venue.
Hmm.
It seats nicely. It looks nice. And honestly, it's gonna be a good show. So, what do you got for this match card, Sable Wolf? What do you got on it?
So we've got
As people know, you've been to the last two chaotic shows. I've had to pull out for various reasons.
yeah.
Now I will
It,
be going to this one. Don't you worry. But you know a
you
little bit
bet.
more of the storylines than I do at this moment.
Absolutely. So one of the first matches that was announced, besides the main event of Pandemonium. So Pandemonium is like their Royal Rumble and Cold Fury's like their WrestleMania, right? So Pandemonium, I guess the match I'll get into it towards the end of the podcast, but is like a combination of an elimination match and an over the top rope. So and but one of the first matches that was announced since JT Dunn beat Chase at Final Fight, is a
Wait a
match
minute. Wait a minute.
with
Wait a
a
minute. Wait
hot.
a minute. Hold on. Hold on. I'm sorry. You're gonna get mad, and I can't help to bring it up. But are you talking about like a tough daddy match? That's when
Oh
you have
my!
to like fight an elimination and then you gotta go to a ring and get thrown over the top.
Kind of. If you watch their past pandemoniums, it is kind of, you don't have to. I think it's one or the other. I don't know much about it, but at least it's real people, not untrained people like me with conditions, just so the venue owner can go back on paying and bums an undeserved amount of money.
Oh yeah, I know it's something like that at all. Chaotic is a respectable brand, but I was just curious on the actual match type because I never actually heard of a double elimination like that. But it makes sense if it's either or.
Yeah,
It seems like, to be honest with you, in January, this time of the year, almost every promotion across at least New England seems to be running some sort of like Royal Rumble event.
absolutely. And this is kind of a combination of that, I believe.
The only company that doesn't run and runs their big city rumble later is NCW. But I know Proving Ground is doing a rumble.
Uh,
Top Rope is doing a rumble.
yeah,
This is kind of like a rumble.
exactly. But it's an
It's kind of funny, but they
elimination.
all follow that WWE formula. I mean, it works, yes, but it's just kind of funny.
Absolutely. So, I was gonna say, the first match ever since JT Dunn took control of the social media pages, and so you got underrated legend in New England, part of the unit, Trigger the OG. He did is responsible for Carmelo Hayes. We all know him as Christian Casanova's success in the indie scene, helping him win the Chaotic Tag Team Championships and being manager for Killanova Incorporated. He brings his experience and he faces one of a top independent wrestlers who used to be a Ring of Honor in the country, the great former soldier of the United States, Flip Gordon, who is very controversial for some people, but gotta put it aside. I am so excited to see Flip Gordon wrestle. I know he started in Chaotic, but this is the first time I'll ever see him live. So you got Trigger DOG versus Flip Gordon, first match announced for this.
That's gonna be fun. I'm very excited for that. I'm very excited to see Flip Gordon. Trigger OG speak for himself. He knows I'm a fan. I've been a fan for him for a while.
And Flip Gordon's one of the best high flyers in this industry.
Oh, for sure. I mean, it's just gonna be one of those matches I think that's gonna like surprise people and how well the chemistry is. Like, you remember when we went to Maine and like you were kind of shocked and awed when you saw the Beck and Davey match because it wasn't the kind of match you think it was gonna be with those wrestlers. Well, I think that's what you're gonna have here. You're gonna have something really special in this matchup.
Oh, absolutely. You're gonna have something very special with it. As he is formerly known in the independent scene, he was in Combat Zone, but he's mostly famous for the Ring of Honor.
Yeah,
He almost won the NWA World Championship. Flip Gordon. He was part of Villain Enterprises in the in Ring of Honor, and
really.
he wrestled in New Japan too. Flip Gordon, yeah.
So I
So
mean,
we're getting a treat in
world
our
renowned.
hometown.
He's world renowned, ready to go.
He
And you know
served,
that.
like I said, he was part of the Army National Guard as a combat engineer too. So you
Honestly,
can't really.
that's what chaotic does, though. Honestly, they get world renowned talent.
Absolutely,
They're
yeah.
known for it.
Sure, him and JT Dunn are obviously good friends. If he was the first big announcement, and he wanted to bring him in.
Well, you know, it's all. Well, as you know, in this business, you do bring in your friends. So, and in this case, it was a good call, and I
Fantastic.
think it's gonna, honestly, be a very good. It's a very good call for this, and it's gonna give a very good matchup. I can't wait to see it.
Absolutely. I can't wait to see it either. Who do you think's gonna pull this victory off?
So now you got Trigger OG, you got Flip Gordon.
Trigger OG was successful. He retained the titles with Danny Miles to face what was supposed to be Shook Group, but Bobby Orlando couldn't make it. So you have Bryce Donovan and the man that is up booked for Chaotic as of right now. Who knows if he's a member? It's Luther.
I think honestly in this matchup, I think Flip Gordon's gonna pull it out.
I honestly do too.
But I think also at the same point, I think Flip Gordon is gonna take the pledge.
I honestly do too because maybe it's his tryout match to see if he can be part of
That's what
the
I'm kind of saying. Like he's a friend of JT Dunn's, but he's fighting a unit member. Like this is almost like a trial here, like a gang initiation.
Yes.
And honestly, taking someone like Flip Gordon would be very. I mean, it would bring the unit to the next level.
Absolutely. And speaking of the unit, the next match announced was so I think the unit are kind of like the New Day in a way that I think the chaotic tag team titles are like a Freebird title. You're gonna see JT Dunn and announced with Danny Miles defending the tag team. He issued an open challenge on Twitter for any teams that can take the challenge. The Hispanic mechanics were interested. Some people
Really?
waves and curls, but it turns out one of our favorites, one of the tag teams of the year in the United States and absolutely the whole Northeast. You're gonna be excited to find out who took their challenge to the unit. Is the main event ringleader Midas and Jay Lion?
Yes. That
That
is
is
great
last
matchup.
product when we went to the Lexington show with the circus ninjas to face the unit and lost, I believe.
This is going to be an A+ show already. I can tell you. You only talked about 2 matches.
Oh, I know it. And they're going to see JT Dunn. This is his first match as the new owner of Chaotic. So, he ain't going to want to take a loss. And Danny Miles has a huge MMA background. He's really good as a grappler, very talented. And you got the main event with the best athleticism and tricks I've seen in a wrestling ring in a long time.
Oh, they're one of the best. I mean, that hoop trick is amazing.
And what if you want to bring new fans to Chaotic? What a great team to show. The main event's the perfect team to show to people who haven't watched it. Like a lot of Laughs fans are gonna talk to people that are gonna stop by and check this show out. So this would be perfect. They're gonna love the main event and the unit in the in ring.
Oh, they are. They for surely are.
JT Dunn and Danny Miles, like I said, retained the titles last show with Trigger the OG. And you got JT Dunn having the biggest victory of his career, not only fighting Chase Del Monte, but beat him too in a really, really great match. One of the best cards I've seen all year in indie wrestling, that final fight show. I thought that I don't know how they're going to top Breaking Point. And I asked myself, how's Pandemonium going to be on par with the last 2 chaotic shows? But I think we're in for a treat with this unpredictability this card has.
Oh, we are. It's gonna be something different here. You
You
know.
might surprise heel or face turns at this show.
Oh yeah.
So, like JT Dunn's momentum is in a sky high as he recruited AC and Limitless Maine to take over and units in full force.
Remember that we saw him out there.
Yes, and just remember, I who do you think's gonna win this match? I expect it to be very high. It could be a 5-star match. All these 4 guys are really talented, and JT Dunn's the savior of pro wrestling, a huge veteran, has a lot of experience under this belt, and he's still very, very young. Like. I think the unit are gonna retain though.
I do too. Um, I
I
mean,
can't.
first of all they own the company. I think they can pretty much make things happen. Second of all, honestly, I mean, as good as they are, the unit is the unit. Their chemistry is even closer than that of Ringleader, Midas, and and Black. There, I mean, their chemistry is on point. But I mean, I feel like the units they're like true brothers. It's gonna be a close match though. It's gonna be close. It's gonna be really close.
At it close, their meats were very fresh, so Jay Lyon can't have something to eat on his way to the ring from Russo's, anyways. So that might bring the unit the advantage too, as a pun as it is.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Because who knows what the main event have to bring their A game. It's unit territory, it's VSW territory, and it's JT Dunn with all the momentum in the world as new owner of Chaotic. So they really have to step up. I think they're gonna do awesome, but I don't think it'll be enough. I expect the unit to retain the titles.
Yeah, it'll be close though. Like I said, it's gonna be a really close matchup.
Yeah, you ready to move on?
I am.
So we got a one-on-one women's match with a Impact superstar in Chaotic Wrestling female legend Alicia Edwards taking on Paris Van Dale with newly announced Chaotic graduate and newest member of the roster, the Israeli sensation Gail Barkley on her side. I told you what happened right before the main event, right?
Um.
Happened with Paris Van Dale.
Oh yeah, the attack.
Yeah, she turned on the many chaos. I don't know if higher society's still a thing with her and Gal, or I don't know if it's gone altogether. But we'll find out as JT Dunn was proud of her, wanted to prove herself, said she deserved some real competition. And we haven't seen Alicia Edwards since her and Shannon Levangie beat Ava and Paris Van Dale in our hometown of Watertown for the balance of power. So I'm really looking forward to this match. See how Paris Van Dale can step up against a one-on-one opponent like Alicia.
And honestly, it is. I mean, it's always a pleasure seeing Alicia Edwards. She's a real talent. But you're right. It's a real proving test for Paris Van Dale. I mean, she's faced some other people, but nothing to this extent yet.
One-on-one extent either. So,
No, she's always had somebody with her 2-on-1s.
but I think Gail Barkley is going to be something. Like we saw him in NCW facing Anthony Green, which he really held him to a challenge in the losing. He's been on Beyond Spotlight. He got on their Wrestle Open. This kid's going to go places.
He is. He is gonna be something big down the line. So we're gonna wanna it's definitely one of the names in the book that we want to follow. And we have a list of people, that I think are gonna make it big in this wrestling world, and not so much even just like I said, years ago I would say, hey, they're going to WWE. Now it's like I don't even want these guys to go to WWE. I want to see them successful in AEW. I want to see them successful in other places. Um, speaking of other places, and I just got like kind of like a weird. I don't know. This is just kind of like a conspiracy theory, maybe, or some kind of theory. But I
Yeah.
don't know if you noticed, Anthony Green is closing down his PW um, T-shirt store.
Wonder if he's going back to WWE because
Well, that's what I'm wondering. Like, there's only one or two reasons why he would be closing that store. Either he's opening his own store to sell merch, or found, like I said, found some kind of outlet that was a lot cheaper and more profitable, or there is no gonna be no more alternative AG, retro AG, all done, new name time. new gimmick time,
all done, new gimmick.
and
It
possibly new home.
won't
I mean,
be
don't
enough.
forget, everybody that won that Limitless title goes somewhere. He won it again.
Yeah, yeah.
But it was just interesting to see that today. Luckily,
And,
I do own all his shirts. I bought them all, every one of them. And I believe you got his newest one too.
yeah. And here's the thing: you gotta be careful what you say, cause the new owner and savior of Chaotic is gonna expect you to stop by and see him. But I bought a shirt from JT Dunn last time around.
Well, I plan on.
I
I plan
can't wait.
on getting a. I plan on getting a JT Dunn shirt, and I plan on getting an AC Baby shirt.
Yes.
That's my plan of the night.
Before we move on, who do you expect to win, Paris Van Dale or Alicia Edwards? I'm gonna go with
I think Paris Van Dale's gonna pull the upset victory.
Edwards because I think she's gonna get distracted. I think Amane Chaos will come looking for revenge, so I'm gonna go with Alicia. You go with Paris.
Yeah.
So this is a match that is underrated that I'm really, really looking forward to. And this is a match in the making between it's for the chaotic New England championship match with top draw VSW versus an up and coming support talent with a gimmick change plus a huge supporter of the VSW. You got the champion Ricky Smokes defending against longtime former friend Mortar.
I love this matchup. I love everything about it. Um, First off, I love the video package Chaotic put
Oh,
about it.
me too.
It really showed kind of the
Because
progression
he
of.
wrestled as CJ Cruz, but ever since Max Smashmaster made him better about himself, he's been
Exactly,
really
and
on a.
before that, you did have Ricky Archer, Detective Archer. He was doing detective work in the
I
beginning of.
think they used to be good friends and went to the same school.
Oh yeah, yeah, but I mean, I remember I was watching it, and he was looking for something. I don't know what Ricky was doing, Detective Ricky, but he came across Chase and asked him something about a beer. Chase said Corona. Now this was during the pandemic, heavily like when it first came about. He said Corona, and this dude just got scared and ran away. Like Ricky Archer was a joke. Ricky Smokes. Now this is like honestly like Rick Rude times two. This kid's gotten it all right now. He is the
He's
next Sammy. He is the next, you know, big thing. He's got the body. He's got the wrestling. He's got it all really. From everywhere we see, chaotic, limitless. This kid just thrives. I know he doesn't like to talk to us. He's rude to us. He ignores us. That's just the way he is. But
and
honestly, he is one of the better wrestlers.
he is his speed is one of the best in the whole roster, that's for sure. But at the same time, he goes for the cheating tactics. He always tries to grab the ropes. He always tries to do whatever it takes to win, whether you people like the rules or not. He always wants to break them and do what's best for him. Mortar, on the other hand, him and Ricky Smokes did beat Brad Cashew for the championship by grabbing the ropes at breaking point. But this last match and final fight was a fatal four between veteran Adam Booker in the mix. You got Mortar, you had Brad Cashew, and you had Smokes, and both Brad Cashew did his kick suplex finisher on Mortar, and Ricky Smokes came in. They both pinned Mortar at the same time. But
But don't forget, I mean, we were at the show that Brad Cashew won the belt. If you remember, it was that taping, right?
yeah, I remember. Yeah,
I feel like he brought a lot of prestige to that title. That is basically their intercontinental title. That's their
he
their
had
undercard belt. I feel
Brad.
like as him as champion really brought a lot of prestige to it.
He faced Impact superstar Ace Austin for. He defended against one half of Bear Country, Bear Bronson.
and just the way he held it, just the character that he is in chaotic. The fans adore him there. They don't give him the credit that he respects in Maine, but in chaotic, he definitely gets it, and he's got his team. And I love talking with his people. They're really nice, even though they keep trying to get me to buy shirts, and I have so many of these things already in all the different colors.
I
Um,
told him to talk to you about buying shirts.
I got no room. It's not that I don't even want to buy 'em. I'll buy, like I said, I'll take an AC shirt. I'll take a
I
thing
want,
shirt, but after that, it can't be no more shirts. The only thing I can fit is 8x10s. 8x10s autographs. I like autographs.
yeah, but
I just don't
look at
have the room for shirts. There's no more draw space.
look at how far Mortar's come in this past year. And the end of the year, he was doing good. He's getting booked on Beyond. He's part of Slaughterhouse with Sidney Bacabel and Max Master. He made a statement in Wrestle, even though he lost to Jody Threat and Limitless. Attacked her from behind. This is the year he breaks out, I believe.
Oh, I love watching Mortar. And he really has made an impact in the wrestling world. He's a
He,
really nice person when you get to talk to him, but in the ring, he's a fierce machine. We've seen him all. We've seen him. Didn't we even see him in NC Dub?
yeah, we did.
And he is broken out, and we have seen him. At Beyond. We got to see him in these other
A lot
promotions, and in Chaotic, it's no different.
good kept.
Except his tag team partner is his head trainer, but Max and him are a deadly duel, and with the brain of the operation, Sidney Bacabella, I mean,
Cindy Bacabella.
that just makes any team a dream team. But these guys are I'm gonna be quite frank. These guys are some of my favorite wrestlers. These are what keep me going to these shows, these independent shows. Out of these,
How
people
much he
like Mortar, people like Ricky Smokes. And these kind of matchups are just great. I feel like there is, since they were friends, there
I'm
is like this kind of yearning for who's gonna be better, who's the bigger breakout right now.
they're both on par. You can equally argue. You're getting speed versus strength in this match for sure.
But you're getting it earlier. This is like that Michael Jordan, Magic John. I mean, not Michael Jordan, Larry Bird, Magic Johnson game in college.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like
Uh,
before the pros.
it could be like getting a Crosby and Ovechkin in the World Juniors, too, you know? That's what two I compare it to. Like Mac Jones versus Tua or Mac Jones versus Trevor Lawrence. You can argue for that. In the
Yeah, exactly.
with Smokes and Mortar. But I'm gonna go with the upset. I think Mortar's gonna get the best out of Smokes. He used to be best friends with him when he was CJ Cruz. They have a lot of memories. They went to school together. They know he knows how cocky he is and what tactics he'll try. I think with Smash as his trainer, I think he'll have the wisdom to outsmart him. I think we'll have a new champ, and I'm going with my man Mortar. Who do you go with?
Yeah, I mean, I am a fan of Ricky Smokes. I think he's a great wrestler, but I think the era of Mortar is coming. This kid has all the momentum behind him. I think it's gonna also be our man Mortar. That's who I'm going with. That's who I'm rooting for. You know, I think he's gonna do it, and he's another one that's gonna bring prestige to this title. Ricky brings prestige too. They all do. This title, like I said, is their IC title, and this is like the Bret Hart, Shawn Michael eras of wrestlers kind of fighting it out right now. Of who's gonna be champ, but all these people are
Probably
gonna
my
make it. All
title and
these Exactly, but all these people are eventually gonna make it onto the world title stage. They'll be replacing Davey Ann and such at a later date.
All right. Are you ready to move on for Sash?
I am.
So we got the Panoptic Championship match, which is actually a rematch of the first ever Panoptic Championship match between the leader of the Scrunchy Squad and reigning defending champion, first ever Panoptic champion, Becca, taking on the perfectionist, the dime piece of Aaron Rourke.
No way.
Yes way.
That's
Aaron
it.
Rourke, opening.
Insane. Aaron Rourke has been doing some pretty big things, though, I have to say. Him and Art, wonderful thing.
He's got a he has a very good style in his ring gear, and he looks very appealing when he wrestles out of the whole roster. I'll definitely give him that.
Most definitely.
Like him and Anthony Green killed it with their athleticism. He used a lot of acrobatic tricks over the top rope in this last match with Anthony Green. It opened up and it was a killer match.
Oh,
Anthony Green
yeah. Yeah, it
victory
was.
for Aaron Rourke. He flipped off the fans. The chaotic fans aren't really too fond of him. And
No,
obviously,
to be honest with you,
yeah.
I don't know many people that are too fond of Aaron Rourke anywhere.
And Becca's a native of the Boston area, so last time she was in our hometown, she defended it against in a 5-star match with Anthony Green. One of the best
Well,
matches on the went to
AG put on a hell of a match to win that.
absolutely. And Aaron Rourke is a up and rising. He's been in a lot of tag teams thrown in at a lot of title opportunities, but he finally gets his one-on-one championship and chaotic opportunity. And Becca's been on a had the breakout year of all New England indie wrestling, whether it's Limitless, NCW, first ever NCW Women's Champ, last Chaotic Women's Champ, transition to this Panoptic title. I love the idea of Panoptic title. Make it like a mile card, bring prestige into it, give people plenty of opportunities if they can't get the New England title. I think they're both equal, in my opinion. If I were an up and coming student, I'd love to win any of these titles.
Um, yeah, I mean, like I said, I mean, they all have a high prestige to them.
Yeah, Becca's moonsault's one of the best in all of indie right now.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, I don't know. It rivals JD Drake's. He has a hell of a moonsault, too, for being a bigger wrestler.
Absolutely.
But yes, Becker is one of the other people that honestly has. She definitely won breakout in 2020 for sure.
But damn sure.
And she's put every place on the map. She's put herself on the map. She is killing it. She was the first NCW Women's Champion. She is the first Panoptic Women's Champion. She was the former Chaotic Women's Champion when she beat Ava Everett. That really also skyrocketed her career there in Chaotic Wrestling.
Yeah, her first ever match was against getting super kicked by a. It was her 2-year anniversary of her debut in Chaotic, believe it or not, and Ava Everett super kicked her.
Really? I remember that.
Thing is,
So,
who
but
do you
like I said,
I think Aaron Rourke's gonna pull this off, and Becca might make a run the at the world title because maybe Becca gets signed pretty soon. She also made an appearance on Dark Elevation in New Jersey for the first ever TBS AEW show last week.
really,
Yeah, and tag team action.
that's interesting. I mean, exciting too, but very interesting that they put her in tag team. Um, who is she tagged with?
I honestly forget because I just saw pictures of Twitter last week when I was watching AEW, but this is pretty good. Congrats to Becca. That's really good for her. So I think
Awesome, awesome. I just love seeing people I know get on there. Like I love seeing faces and names in the PWI magazines. And as you know, this year we're gonna put out our own magazine.
Ooh,
Um,
I
it's gonna
yep.
start off digitally with the option to buy a hard copy version, but it will basically be doing a lot of what we do here. But there'll be articles covering the independent scene. We'll have a ranking system, cool photos, all that
There's
stuff, and more.
to all the wrestlers. I want to give you a hint. All I'm gonna say is we're gonna rate your matches, and don't get upset. We're not gonna be like Mel. We're not gonna insult you. This is like critique or like a progress reporter. Look at it like a job dialogue to get a raise. That's what you should look at it. And we're gonna do our own ranking system. You won't find out till after a few shows throughout the year during our first issue. We'll explain how it's gonna work. But you want to pay attention to how we rate your matches in our recap. You're all going to want to reshare it this time around. It all counts.
It is gonna all count. Things are gonna count. Prizes will be given out. There will be a lot of things happening this year.
Yes. And before we get into our preview of the main event of the evening, I want to talk about what's going to happen to a few people. Like I said earlier, you said earlier, AG's closing his store. But ironically, AG took another booking in another state in the seminar, so he won't be appearing at Chaotic. But he also JT Dunn wanted to fire him, but AG wanted to quit anyways. So maybe he won't be in this. And let's talk about Chase Del Monte. Chaotic said in the unit said that he'll be in Chaotic working for free. So well, I wonder if
But
we'll see.
who's he facing for free?
I don't know. We'll find out, or maybe he'll take the pledge.
That would be funny if he took the pledge
Or
after all this.
one of the guys we help evaluate. Now, we probably shouldn't praise him if we're talking about JT Dunn's own promotion, because the Wolf could get his ticket refunded as little
Love Doug is
not
well,
booked.
no, and honestly, yeah, I mean, I have to just kind of just talk. I mean, I have to side with JT Dunn on this. And it's his call. He has his reasons. Like I said, all these unit people have been wrestling for a long time. They know the business. I'm not gonna question why they don't want Love Doug. All I know is he ain't gonna be there. He's not booked to be there. Maybe he'll be like some people we know and just show up.
Oh,
But
yeah. Well,
um,
we could tailgate. Maybe Love Duck can tailgate. Who knows?
hey, maybe someone's gonna pay him $100 to wrestle.
Ha 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 ha.
I heard that they're paying people $100 a person right now to wrestle out in Tiverton.
And
I think everybody should jump on this. I mean, honestly, I think Doorman Mike needs to get on this. Pony Boy, Panchu, you should get on it. This former kid I used to work with, Thor Bell, should hop on this. Richie Schwam should hop on this. I mean, this is a payday and a half for these kids that want to wrestle, and they can do it all live in Tiverton for $100 payday. I mean, it'll be great. You're not gonna make that anywhere else, but maybe Love Dog's gonna have to look out that way if Chaotic will not book him.
yeah, maybe. Exactly. And who the fuck is dumb enough to pay bums that don't even go to this school, Limitless Dojo, $100? Like, how stupid can you be?
I don't know. I don't know. Well, I try not to think about it.
It's not. It's nauseous that think people would think you would do something like that, and hurt the
Oh no,
syndicate.
not me, not me. I can't do things like that anymore. Not that I ever did them before, anyways. But I'm not in predicament to do that. I mean, why would I do that? That doesn't make sense to me. But like I said, I'm not here to talk about that. We just had to throw that in there in case Love Dog is looking. But Love Dog doesn't really need it, honestly. Outside of Chaotic, I've seen him wrestling at all sorts of
How
other promotions. He
he's
is booked everywhere, this guy. So, I mean, if he doesn't wrestle here, it's no boo hoo. He will find another promotion. to wrestle at. I mean, unless JT Dunn falls his dude around everywhere and makes his life
They
hell.
up in a 5-on-1 match.
Well, yeah. And then that's the thing. He's never gonna fight JT Dunn one on one.
He
He's
wants a
always gonna be stuck fighting them, the unit as the unit. So
he nearly broke in half with a table by AC Baby. And he dressed
really,
and lost to the unit again. So
no.
yeah, love Doug. So let's move on to the main event, shall we?
Yeah, let's do it.
So so we got the main event, and like we said about it's called the Pandemonium match. But instead, number one contender JT Dunn approached Davey Ann backstage in the school, saying that he's gonna make her defend that title in that Pandemonium match.
Really.
So what led to this match is Ace Romero final fight before JT Dunn won. He wanted to beat up people backstage. He crushed two squash matches, and then he's like, if he's confident he wants some real competition. Anyone to the back, he can put his Pandemonium spot on the line. And like we talked about, Love Dog distracted him, pissed Stacy off, and Shannon Lavangi was able to get the victory on him, even
You know,
though
I
he.
just want to talk a little bit for a second about Shannon Lavangi. You know,
Mhm.
this girl's gonna be the next biggest thing. I think she's gonna be the next Becca, the
He already
next
got
Marsha
the
Slamovich. I mean, just look at how good she's doing in her training session, in her training matches, in these student spotlight matches she's had, and she's beaten anything that ever threw at her.
Yeah, and she even beat Max Smashmaster in the biggest upset in chaotic history.
So I'm saying, I mean, and he trains, and yeah, it's a nightmare.
Romero against two big and powerful human beings. That's all right.
Insane.
Resume, and she's not even 21, I don't believe.
Nope. I mean, so only the sky's the limit for her.
And you got Mike Verna in this match too, and you got
Really.
former New Championship man who wants to move on to the main event scene. You got Brad Cashew, and you got the current Limitless World Champion, placed in by JT Dunn for his talents, is the prize OG Alec Price.
Yes. I've been waiting to see Alec Price in chaotic. He was at the last match he was scheduled to be at. I believe it was Tewksbury. Did you
Yeah,
see him in any of the shows that I missed?
yeah, no, I actually he was in a tag team with Aaron Rourke in a 4-way tag match with MSP Shook Crew
Oh,
and
okay.
Mortar
But
and the
like I said, I was very excited. It was supposed to be seeing him at the haunting in Tewksbury, and he had another engagement, something big, something good for him.
but this time the last one was the final fight. He was supposed to then he had his WWE tryout, I believe, the day of the last chaotic show.
Yep, yep, he did. So more great things happening. So I mean,
Starting to become a huge fan of Alec Price. He
oh,
main
I
event,
always been ever since I saw him. Honestly, a pandemic in the dojo, and that first road season. I love this kid. This kid was killing it out there. I can't wait to see what he does. As he gets a little bit older, because he is another youngin, and he's already got the limitless world title. He has other titles in his sight. He's only gonna go to the top.
imagine if he was able to unify both chaotic and limitless, he'd be the undisputed New England champion.
That would be insane.
Two of the best promotions in New England besides Beyond. So, they don't have a title, it's IWTV title, but you basically own New England if you win not only the Limitless title, but the Chaotic Heavyweight title too.
Well, yeah.
So, what do you think's going to happen in this match? I think Davey will be the first entrant, obviously, since her and JT Dunn, even though they used to be chaotic tag team champion, they have huge beat. She beat JT Dunn at Summer Chaos to be the first ever female chaotic heavyweight champion, the first ever female to hold that title.
Really?
Now, Monte's won this title a lot of times. You also had Dirty Dango winning this title. Yeah, JT Dunn, Anthony Green, Briggs
Talk
hold
about
it.
another holy shit shocking moment. That was a shocker with what Dirty Dango did.
And he's currently not advertised for this card as of right now.
No, he's not.
And you missed it, Versace. Davey Ann wanted to put her title, non-title match. She wasn't advertised for Final Fight, but our friend Sydney Bella managed VSK, and Davian was able to. If she had beat, unfortunately, I like Davian a lot. I had to root against her because that would mean if VSK won, that means he would have gotten a title match at the next show. We would have saw Sydney in our hometown. So I
But
was
we
the only
weren't
one happy to
we
see
weren't lucky,
Sydney.
were we?
Hmm.
Oh.
Yeah, but sorry, Davey, but I'm glad she's a great champion, does a lot of great things for Chaotic. Her and JD Drake had a killer match in Breaking Point, her last title defense, overcoming the moonsaults of JD Drake, and JD Drake endorsed her after the match.
Insane.
Like Dick.
Really insane.
Yeah. But what you think's gonna happen in this match? Here's my prediction. It's gonna come down to her and AC as the last two. And I think she's gonna she'll be able to spare AC Davy and his all the opponents. She'll beat AC, and I think JT Dunn's gonna pull what Edge did to John Cena. Even though JT Dunn, he doesn't need a Money in the Bank briefcase. He's the owner. He'll probably make Davy in when she's barely conscious to defend that title, and JT Dunn will be the new champion. That's my prediction.
That's a bold prediction, but it could happen.
I'm just saying he has the power to do it. He owns the place now.
I also wouldn't mind seeing an AC Romero versus Davey Ann for the title match.
Or I'd love it if Davey, our friend Cassettes has been calling for, next pay per view, or maybe at Cold Fury, they can do Alec Price with Randy Carver's permission, have his title on the line, and face Davey M with whoever's Chaotic Women's Champion. I mean, Chaotic Heavyweight Champion. Put that title online, make the undisputed title.
Could do that too.
Yeah, so part of me wants Davey Ann to win. I'm happy with any of these people winning, to be honest with you. Mike
Or you
Vernez,
have JT Dunn win. He's
that's why I
champion.
think it's going to
And
happen.
then you have him versus Alec Price to unify as they're both champions. And Alec
Being
Price
me.
and him have the history. You know, you remember JT Dunn said, "Wherever you go, I'm gonna go." And he hunted
And
Alec Price in Limitless. He made it miserable for him.
now Price appears. Now he booked Price, so maybe Price does turn face in Chaotic. He hasn't really had a chance to. He's been in a lot of multi-person matches in Chaotic. Alec Price did have one when he faced Cashew for that New England title at Summer Chaos in a losing effort. But
Yeah.
I think Brad could surprise people when this. Maybe he takes the pledge and has a similar persona to his Limitless one.
I mean, anything is possible.
This is really good experience for Angie too.
Oh yeah.
Two upset victories over the most powerful men. She deserves to be in there. All these men and women deserve to be in this main event spot for each reason we talked about. Mike Verner's in a lot of commercials too, and beyond, and he has a lot of chaotic experience. He's the man of steel.
That's gonna be something else. That's gonna be another um great matchup. So
So, are we gonna need a pledge certification to get in Friday?
I haven't heard anything yet. I mean, I would reach out to JT Dunn and ask him though, just to make sure.
I wonder what he's gonna do if he sees people with Love Doug or AG shirts in the stands,
He might be like Vince McMahon when Vince wore AEW stuff.
or if someone wears Davies stuff. But I am really looking forward. Sons of Italy became a beautiful venue for wrestling.
Yeah, it did.
Wonder if we'll see Chase. I wonder what role he have or he'll be regulated to. Or if Love Doug tries to sneak in the building. We know AG won't be there. I don't know if Ava will be there. Anything can happen in this show. I'm really looking forward to this. Last two chaotic wrestling shows were two of my favorite events we've been to all year. At least I've been to. So you got to get back on track with me, Versace.
Oh yeah, this is gonna be a great show. A great showcase.
What a way to start off the year in our hometown.
And that's the thing, it's right in our hometown.
Plenty of parking, especially since Russo's closed. Hopefully, they can grow some new wrestling fans or laughs fans back into wrestling.
I hope so, and I think they will. I mean, I know we got. I know we're bringing some fans in that
Yeah.
we're bringing our friend Panju, we're bringing our friend C Mark, who wants to join the VSW podcast.
Yeah, and it'll be a tryout for them, per se.
Yeah, both of them. It'll be a
I can't
tryout for
wait to
both of
see
them.
the staff, buy some merch. I'm excited. Get some popcorn, get a beer since it's in my hometown. I don't
That
have to
get a
worry
beer,
about
get a
drive.
popcorn, buy a little merch, get some pictures with the wrestlers for the podcast of the show. This is gonna be one of those
I'm
fun
gonna have
events.
a cold beer.
It's not gonna be a stressful show that we have to rush around to, try to find parking, leave 20 hours early to get to. We don't gotta wait millions of miles in lines and hours on end.
Oh, I know.
We just gotta show up in a town.
Gotta bring the energy to the new ownership's gonna want people to be into it. So we'll try the best we can. And it's gonna be pandemonium, pure fucking chaos.
It's gonna be great though. It's gonna be great. I'm excited for this. I can't wait. I
I
know
cannot
you
wait
can't wait.
either. It's gonna
And
feel like Christmas Eve that Thursday going into it. I'm that excited for Versace.
oh, for sure. I mean, it really is.
And that you got the Patriots playoff game the next day, so two pretty good nights for the Wolf coming up, hopefully.
Yes, yes, indeed.
Catch up on our Wolfcast if you're a Boston sports fan. We just filmed this prior to our chaotic preview. Like, this is our first show. What would it be in our hometown? We also covered Wrestleable. We're also trying to cover movies. We're also trying to do our second ever podcast pay per view in 2022. Any
And
wrestlers that are interested that are on Chaotic, Limitless, etc., if you have a lot of wrestling training, please contact us.
and then you got the Versace Stoner X Space program I run too on our page,
We're
and other
going to the
video
moon.
games. I am. I'm orbiting it right now.
You beat
And
Musk.
there's also some other cool video games and other fun things on our channel as well.
And please subscribe to his Twitch channel. I know Chaotic's on there. So
Yeah, if you're a Chaotic fan, you listen and you watch Chaotic, hit the sub to the Versace Stoner. It's free. It doesn't cost anything. We could really use it right now. It would be really helpful.
help us, help the wrestlers, help the promotion. Help us, help you is what I'm trying to say.
Yes, yes, yes.
Our motto at the VSW.
Yes, it is.
But please, if you can take the subway, you can take the bus to the show if you're listening from Boston. Give the if you haven't watched since the Attitude of Ruthless Aggression eras, please come and give these people a chance. You will not be disappointed. You'll fall in love in wrestling again. JT Dunn's gonna throw a kick-ass show just like Chase was. I'm very confident in that.
He is. It's gonna be a hell of a time. Definitely come out. Check out Chaotic Wrestling. You're not gonna want to miss this show, folks. It's gonna be something amazing.
And what a way we're gonna start off the year.
Certainly are, and I can't wait with Chaotic Wrestling's Pandemonium.
Pandemonium. So, Disable signing out.
And thank you everybody for listening to the VSW podcast. Like Disable have said, you can check us out almost on all social media platforms. We have our link tree up where you can kind of find it all, but if you don't know, we're on Instagram. You can find me at Versace Stoner. You can find me on Twitter at Versace Stoner 9. You can find Disabled Wolf at Disabled Wolf. You can find the VSW podcast at VSW podcast. We're also on Facebook, the YouTube, obviously, if you're watching this, but also my Twitch. And please, if you are on the Twitch, give it a sub. Could use them right now. It would be great. And there's going to be a lot of content coming, a lot more videos, a lot more different things. So stay tuned, everybody, for all the excitement. And I can't wait to see this show. Have a great night, everybody. Versace Stoner out.